Good afternoon. I am Andrea Chisholm with the Midday News. A special welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com. The Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, has added her support for a change in the anti-gang legislation for the police. A joint select committee of Parliament continued the discussion this morning. Among other things, the JCF wants to extend detention time for suspected gang members without charge to as much as 14 days. The cops argue that when suspects are detained, they need more time to build their case before an official charge is laid. However, committee members are questioning the constitutionality of the request. They are suggesting the creation of a special panel of justices of the peace or parish judges to review the request on a case-by-case basis. Scotia Group Jamaica Limited today announced that it's selling its insurance operations in Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago to Sagicor Financial Corporation Limited. In a media release, the company said it will enter into a 20-year distribution agreement through which insurance products and solutions underwritten by Sagicor will be offered to Scotiabank customers in Jamaica. As part of this partnership, Scotiabank Jamaica has agreed to sell its insurance subsidiary, Scotia Jamaica Life Insurance Company, to Sagicor. The agreement is subject to regulatory approval and customary closing conditions. Sagicor should also be acquired by Alinvest Acquisition Incorporation, subject to conditions. The surviving entity will continue the brand Sagicor and be publicly listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Transport Minister Robert Montague is scheduled to meet with leaders of taxi associations at about 2 o'clock today about issues with the road traffic bill and other industry-related matters. This follows 4 days of protests by taxi operators last week. In an interview with TVJ News this morning, President of the Jamaica Association of Transport Owners and Operators, Louis Barton, says the main focus is that of owners of taxis being liable for tickets received by the operators of their vehicles. He is therefore hoping that the Transport Minister will make several adjustments.
We are asking that the Minister reverse that amendment to the Road Traffic Act. They can put a substitute in so that somebody is responsible. We don't mind pointing out or putting a system where we can say that a particular person was driving the bus at that time, and then the transport, whoever the enforcers are, whether the police or transport authority, go to that person and charge him.
In the meantime, the Jet2 president says he will ask for a fare increase. Taxi operators have been calling for an increase for the last few months.
Although fare increase is absolutely necessary, but we haven't made a definite plan as yet. We're still up in the air as far as the different associations are concerned, what they're asking for. We want to have a united position on that fare increase.
The Portland police are reporting a total of 95 violent crimes in the parish between January 1 and November 24. This is an increase of 5 deaths compared to the corresponding period last year. Crime officer for the parish, Detective Linton Bailey, said 49% of those cases has been solved.
The breakdown is as follows. So far we have 14 murders. Of that 14 murders, 6 have been cleared. And when I say cleared, I mean that they have been, in this instance, they are hauled before the court. Persons were arrested for all the 6 that we cleared. The latest murder was committed yesterday. That is Sunday the 25th.
In the meantime, the Port Antonio police are seeking the public's assistance in identifying the body of a female which was discovered near the Errol Flynn Marina on Sunday. Detective Bailey said the body was discovered by 2 cops on foot patrol.
When they saw blood trail and a pair of slippers, they followed the trail which led them to a bridge, a small board bridge. They sought the assistance of the marine boat and went into the water where they discovered the body of a female dressed in a red tights. The upper part of the body was in the nude. The body had several stab wounds to the face, neck, and hand.
An elderly woman is dead following burns she received in a house fire in Kilmarnock, St. Elizabeth yesterday. She has been identified as 86-year-old Hildas Foster. According to reports, sometime after 1:30 p.m., relatives of Miss Foster noticed smoke coming from the one-bedroom house she occupied. Residents went to assist in extinguishing the blaze, and during a search, her partially burnt body was found. The Newmarket police were summoned and Miss Foster taken to the Black River Hospital where she was pronounced dead. The Newmarket police, who are investigating, has ruled out foul play. A St. Ann Member of Parliament says politics is the reason why a road in his constituency has not yet been fixed. The MP, Dr. Dayton Campbell, who represents the St. Ann Northwestern constituency, made the claim after he came under fire from constituents who say they only want better roads. TVJ's Shamela Pullen reports.
Pothole-riddled roads from Brownstown to Discovery Bay in St. Ann, bringing the Member of Parliament, Dr. Dayton Campbell, under pressure from constituents. But Dr. Campbell deflecting blame, saying plans were in place to fix the road under the Major Infrastructural Development Program. But to date, only a section was fixed.
The section from Spalding to K Valley was done. The section now from Alexandria to Discovery Bay was on this program. And they have done the section from Alexandria to Brownstown and stop it right on the border of the constituency. Now that section, Alexandria to Brownstown, is in the constituency represented by a Jamaica Labour Party MP. The section that they've stopped is in the constituency represented by me, a People's National Party MP.
The agreement to fix the road was signed in 2013. Dr. Campbell said the project was set out to be done in phases.
This is a 4-year loan facility. So it's similar to how the JDIP was administered. So you're going to get some of the funding in year 1, some in year 2, some in year 3, and some in year 4. Therefore, you cannot do all of the projects in year 1. And that's what persons are not understanding. The fact of the matter, though, is that all of the other projects that were on it, including the piece from Alexandria to Brownstown, was done this year.
Dr. Campbell says the vision was to use that road to improve connection between the north to the south, so persons in Manchester, Clarendon, and St. Elizabeth could easily reach the St. Ann coast. But he says the work is not complete because the Jamaica Labour Party government is playing politics.
You'll remember MP Dwayne Vaz, Minister Vaz, saying that if we didn't use the money, we're going to lose it, as to the reason why they're doing all the roads in Kingston at once. Those are also on the said program. They didn't cancel those. As a matter of fact, they have claimed those, right, as their programs. I'm simply asking of them, not because you have sent a candidate down here and you've targeted the seat means that you're going to sabotage the people who live here. As a matter of fact, what you should be doing is actually developing the place to show that this is what your government can do, right? And I'm advocating on behalf of the people. This project was there from before. Do not stop the project because of myopic, short-sighted politics.
On Monday, TVJ News contacted the National Works Agency responsible for road works and was told that it is making some checks and will get back to us. Shamela Pullen, TVJ News.
Member of Parliament for Central Westmoreland, Dwayne Vaz, is calling on the government to urgently repair the Paradise Bridge, as it is the main corridor leading to the parish capital and other major towns along the extreme western belt of the island. The bridge was closed by the National Works Agency on November 5 for repairs due to a breakaway, but work has not yet begun. According to Mr. Vaz, it is unacceptable. He further indicated that discussions with the NWA and other government officials on the matter have been to no avail, as he was told that the design phase is yet to be completed. With the Christmas season fast approaching, Mr. Vaz says heavy traffic entering Savannah Lamar and going through to Grange Hill and Negril could encounter serious congestion if the situation is not properly addressed by the authorities. With a number of cleanup campaigns across the island, the St. Hildas High School in Brownstown, St. Ann took on the initiative to clean up an area deemed as an eyesore to motorists and visitors to the island. Over 200 girls from the institution, accompanied by parents, teachers and community members, took to the streets on the weekend to clean up garbage that lined outside the school.
It has been a very dissatisfying sight to see the garbage and so on. So yes, that intrigued us to actually undertake this project.
You know, we're hoping that the persons will keep it clean. We're really and truly hoping because, you know, we know that the vehicles that go along, persons throw garbage out the windows, and we're hoping that they will cease doing that.
In news overseas, U.S. President Donald Trump, former campaign manager Paul Manafort, has breached his plea bargaining agreement with the Justice Department by lying to the FBI and Special Counsel Robert Mueller's office. Details from the CNN.
The plea talks at this point, they're over. And the lingering question here after this filing is what exactly did Paul Manafort lie about? The special counsel will only say that he lied on a variety of matters. And then in this filing, they say that they're going to expand upon exactly what he lied about in a future court filing. So remember that Paul Manafort, he's been working with Mueller's attorneys since he pleaded guilty to those 2 charges in Washington, D.C. back in September. But now the special counsel calling off the cooperation, saying in that filing just moments ago that Paul Manafort lied to the FBI, lied to the special counsel's office on a variety of subjects, and really now they're finished. No more talks, no more opportunity to cooperate, and they're ready for that federal judge to sentence Paul Manafort. You know, again, the filing doesn't really specify how he lied, what he lied about, but we know that Manafort has been meeting with Mueller's team for about 2 months now, and that was all in exchange for that possibility that they would ask for a lesser sentence on the 2 charges that he pleaded guilty to. One of them was conspiracy against the U.S., another conspiracy to obstruct justice because of his attempts to tamper with witnesses.
And in sports, there are mixed feelings towards the changing of racing conditions for the upcoming Diamond Mile after Supreme Ventures Racing and Entertainment Limited implemented a new condition. It will see the likes of Chase the Great and Will in Charge shouldering top weight of 126 pounds, giving away 2 pounds to the rest of the field.
Previous stagings of the Diamond Mile, conditioned as a weight-for-age event, allowed the then-top horse in the country, Seeking My Dream, to sit level with most of his peers in the first 2 runs. But with this year's 4th staging, SVREL's racing department has come up with a new condition where earnings have been added to the conditions to help determine weight, similar to that of handicapping.
The changes to the conditions were made because we assessed the last 3 years and saw that in order for the Diamond Mile to remain attractive to the stakeholders, a change had to be made. The better horses were sitting level with other horses they were beating all year, and that we thought made the race somewhat uncompetitive. The conditions were announced at the last Diamond Mile meeting they had earlier this year.
One horse that will suffer from the new condition is top sprinter Chase the Great, who won 2 Grade 1 races from 5 to 6 furlongs, including defending his title in the Caribbean Sprint. Trainer Dwight Chen is very upset to be giving weight to milers and the 2-turn horses.
I'm a sprinter, I'm going a mile. I've won no race over 6 furlong. And when I read the conditions, I am now carrying 57 kilos as a sprinter up against seasoned stayers, seasoned milers. So I don't know. I think the handicaps are against me, as it has been all year, because earlier in the year I've been getting 57 kilos in Grade 1 and the light horses has been beating me, and the scenario continues.
Will in Charge has been the most improved horse in the country, winning 4 Grade 1 races from 7 to 10 furlongs, and his trainer Robert Pearson has mixed feelings.
They want to turn it in a handicap race eventually. This is a condition race where if you win 2 or more Grade 1 race as a colt, an older colt, you'll carry the top weight. A lot of horses, if it was an handicap race, would have been down to 50 kilos. So, I mean, the condition would still suit us more.
Anthony Baba Nunez's 2 runners, 2016 and 2017 Diamond Mile runner-up Big Daddy Cool, will be carrying 119 pounds, and his stablemate Houdini's Magic, 121 pounds.
It's left to be seen if it's the right thing to do. I'm torn as to which way it really works, but I'm willing to wait and see how this edition turns out before I make a decision on it.
Winning 3 of the Diamond Mile with Seeking My Dream and She's a Manita, 17-time champion trainer Wayne DaCosta will have 6 runners, including the defending champion at 121 pounds, without exception her brother 118 pounds, and Governor's Cup winner Drummer Boy 118 pounds. The other 3 runners will be carrying 119 pounds.
What is happening is that the racing office is trying to give each horse a good chance of winning. I have no problem with that. It's something similar to a handicap, not as good as a handicap, but it's something similar.
DaCosta is hoping that the racing office sticks with this condition. The Diamond Mile is set for this Saturday, December 1, and 16 of the island's most successful runners will be vying for the owner's purse of $8 million. For TVJ Sports, I am Denise Walters.
And that's the Midday News. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Join us at 7 for the Primetime News Package. On behalf of the News, Sports and Production teams, good afternoon.